I understand that.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm most likely going to remain to be slightly impromptu about it. Let's see if today will work better. Let's go right at it. Right back what I was doing. So today I'm working on. Today I'm like you said a beat a day challenge. I noticed you put that. I'm for that,
You're
but
already
some days
doing
I
it.
might make
You're already doing it.
some days I might
We,
make 3 beats and some days I might not make none.
yeah, so
Like today.
we'll just take the beats from those days and put those on those other
But
days.
but some of the beats I don't. I guess
No, but
I'm
we're not.
50
We
50
no no
about that.
no. We won't put the beat. I'm just talking about doing what he did. Put the video. Take it the audio and the video from this
Okay,
and
from
put it
this.
right there. Yeah, no
Yeah,
no beat.
because with the beat, sometimes I want the beat to be shared, but sometimes I don't. Like the beat, this beat right here I'm working on today. Let's see, I can't even hear it right now. I lost it. I don't know what the music is. Let's see. So
And also, I'm only talking about this for the Here Collective page.
hold on. Don't say that. Okay, I got confused. Okay, that's why. Okay, direct monitor on. All right, that's one thing I need to do. Direct monitor on. Instrument on. Let's see now. Let's try. I have to do nothing else. All right. Let's do sound check.
I think you just come down a bit. I feel like Travis Scott.
Mm, to me, I think it sounds like some Macklemore.
Macklemore.
Yeah, it sounds like it
I know.
sounds kind of poppy rap. Like it's something about it. I think it's the horns. The
Mm-hmm.
horns give off that energy of like this is something that would be on a commercial.
Yeah.
Yes, it sounds commercial. Like for a new app or something. And they just got people moving or something like learn dance moves from some of the hottest dancers. you see the people doing the moves and whatnot. Yeah, it's not like that. All new, exclusive, but no vocal, no voiceover, just the words on the screen. Like, and the music gets your attention, so they don't need a voice. They just got the words on the screen, and you hear this attention-grabbing music.
Yeah, it almost sounded like it was strings. No, it's strings and horns that are doing that thing. Or like what only the horns are doing the what are the strings
It's a
doing?
whole orchestra. It's a whole orchestra. It's a symphony. The sample is like a whole orchestra sound.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So let me see. I just wanna. So what I'm doing today, I'm just going through some beats I made recently, and with these beats that I made recently, I'm mixing them and rendering them out into the beat project. And then if I had vocals with it, I'm just going to bring the beat back in so I can make all the projects smaller, so I can save more space on my computer.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So what's the name of this beat? This beat is called. I initially called it.
So when you do
Okay,
the beats, do
okay
you
though.
do a version without the drums and a version with the drums, or you just use
No, no, no.
you just use DJ Rig to take the drums out?
If I want to take drums out later, I can take drums out later. But why would I need? Why would I use DJ to take the drums out?
Because you said you're getting rid of the track where the beat was made in.
I get rid of the. I'm saying I'm getting rid of the project because the beat. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Yeah,
11.
I know. I
So you
feel you,
count.
but
So it's a 26 here, and I could limit that to just one.
but when you get rid of the project, I mean, you won't have the stems for the beat anymore.
No, I don't. I don't need them.
So I'm saying if you want to sample the beat, you'll just use
I
DJ
won't say.
Rig to take the.
Of course. Yeah, but I won't. I most likely won't have to do that. I try to make the beat in a way that I mean, why would I most likely I won't sample a beat. Most likely I'll use the beat. You
Word.
know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won't, most likely won't sample it. The beat has a sample in it, and you know, there's like this is the sample. But I most likely won't sample a beat. Most likely the beat will become a song. Like if I don't turn this into one folder, eventually these lines, these 1 through 8, will become vocals. I put vocals there, and then this will still all be here. And if I want to raise like the level on the drums, I could do that. But since I know how in songs should sound now, after making making quite a few of them, I could go ahead and mix this to how it will sound, render it out, master it to how it will sound, and have a beat that's ready to add vocals to it. And I don't have to worry about the idea of sampling it. If I need to sample, I could just make the beat again. You know, I kind of got that much of a system now. Like look at this. This drum pattern has its own name. So if I want, I created this drum pattern and gave it its own name. So if I ever want to use this drum pattern again, all I gotta do is go to my drum pattern folder that I made, and it's called Everywhere With You. And that's the drums from that. Okay, so I take the drums from that. The sample is called Goes Around. Now I could keep a playbook of where I keep that. Oh yeah, this beat was made from the Everywhere With You drum pattern I made. The Goes Around sample I put together, and the bouncy 808. And I could.
This is the song you made the other day for God's Plan. No.
For what?
Isn't this the God's Plan?
No. But
See, I was seeing God's schedule and I was thinking, did he name something in there from God's Plan?
You see God's schedule here? It's
yeah.
Probably right here, right? Yeah. This so this God's schedule is the name of the sample I put together. And when I put it together, I heard it and I thought that it made me think about God's plan.
More than what you did for God's Plan?
That has nothing to do. It's a completely separate thing.
Okay.
Those are not connected. This is the God's Plan thing. I used that to make God's Plan because I was trying to make a remake of God's Plan. This reminded me of God's Plan, but I wouldn't use it to make a remake of God's Plan. It just reminded me of God's Plan, so I called it God's Schedule.
Word. All right. I like that. So God's schedule. Today in the Tao. So today is chapter 58.
We're probably not on the same number. Let's see.
I think we are.
I think I'm on. I govern my own pattern. I was on. Let's see. I was on 58 yesterday.
You were on 58 yesterday?
Yes. Oh. I'm a day ahead because I peeped it. If I get a day ahead, then it gives me better alignment than being on the day of. It's weird.
Word.
Yeah, so I'm a day ahead. A lot of the apps like that where they tell you stuff like this, like schedules, like the moon cycle or the zodiac cycle and stuff like that. Nowadays, those apps make you pay to be a day ahead. You notice that? You ever notice that? Yeah, they make you pay for tomorrow's information, not the Tao Te Ching, because it's a pattern. And so if you want to get ahead, you can just get ahead.
Right.
It helps. Sometimes you realize like, oh, okay, I saw that coming. Like, so for me, because I'm on 59 today. I'm sorry, 58. I'm on 59. So it says, for govern a country well, nothing's better than moderation. I almost don't have to read this, but I think if I go further down this one, it's going to talk about if you spoil it too much by poking it. Maybe that's tomorrow. Let's see. I'm going to read it. Here we go. For govern a country well, there's nothing better than moderation. The mark of a moderate man is freedom from his own ideas, tolerant like the sky, all pervading like sunlight, firm like a mountain, supple like a tree in the wind. He has no destination in view and makes use of anything life happens to bring his way. Nothing is impossible for him because he is let go. He can care for the people's welfare as a mother cares for a child. Tomorrow, see, I already knew. Tomorrow, number 60. Governing a large country is like frying a small fish. You spoil it with too much poking. So my mind is a day ahead of where that's why I got a dead head, because I started to try to remember the order. And I would always, if I look at the first line and try to remember what's it going to say after that, usually what I guess is from the day before. I mean, the following day.
Word.
So yes, I guessed the small fish, and I looked to the next day. Oh yes, sure enough, governing a large country is like frying a small fish. You spoil it with too much poking. Center your country in a towel, and evil will have no power. Not that it isn't there, but you'll be able to step out of its way. Give evil nothing to oppose, and it will disappear by itself. Now, the other day, Mo Ager was here, and I told him about this app, and he couldn't find this app, but he found another app. And when he opened that app, he was on 60.
Word.
See how it's different. You might be on the same schedule with another person, but you could be on a completely different one. Yeah, I think I cut you off and all. You were saying you were talking
that's
about
cool.
As soon as you said the number 57, you said 57. I was like, oh no, bro.
I said 58. I said 58. I'm at 58.
You said you said 58. So I mean it's definitely 59 today. For me that is. It's 59. Yeah, but what were you saying about that?
Nothing. I was just gonna read it, but I'm looking at it now, thinking of what I'm contemplating what you just mentioned.
Yes, I mean maybe. Let's see. Maybe let's see. The people are comfortable and honest. The country is governed with repression. The people are depressed and crafty. When the will to power is in charge, the higher the ideals, the lower the results. Try to make people happy, you lay the groundwork for misery. Try to make people more, you lay the groundwork for vice. Thus, the master content to serve as an example, not to impose our will. She is pointed, but doesn't appear straightforward, but supple, radiant, be easy on the eyes. So I read that yesterday, and when I read that yesterday, I said to myself, "Oh, yo, I'm definitely not. I feel like that I'm not abiding by that so much. I kind of, to some people, maybe I do. No, I would say to some people maybe I do, but to others maybe I completely do not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm laying the groundwork for them to have vice and misery if they in relation to me. So they could be. So if I'm trying to make a person happy, I'm actually laying the groundwork for misery. But I'm not. I don't often go around trying to make people happy. Not often. But to someone, they might feel like me trying to make them happy is laying the groundwork for vice or laying the groundwork for misery. And then they could say the higher the ideals, the lower the result. And so you could say, well, to someone, maybe I have high, maybe they think I set the expectation so high. And so they produce lower results. And you're like, wow, I didn't mean to set it so high per se. I think then again I did because I did it, but you know I wanted it to. I set the ideals high because that's just what you would. That's what I thought I should do. I thought I should reach for the sky, but they say no when you set the ideals high. But this is just about when it says when the will to power is in charge. The higher the ideals, the lower the results. And so if you set your ideals high in order to stay in control, to be the one in power, like you start to be stern about everything, or you try to be like a boss, try to be like a person who nobody can ever measure up to your ideals, so you can stay in charge. You're like, no, you didn't do good enough. Come on, you got to do better than that. So you keep trying to, you might get lower results. But maybe the results are only lower because the ideals are high. If the ideals were low, then the results would therefore seem higher. but they're the same. What am I gonna call it? Same name. Yeah, so what do you got? You got something to talk about?
Give me 1 second. Give me a moment.
I intervened with your previous idea. I think you had something you were getting at with the towel, but because I set the ideal higher as far as like being a day ahead with it, I think I sidetracked your mindset. I can't remember what we used to talk about. I don't know what we used to talk about.
What I used to talk about, we used to talk about, used to tell philosophical stories and jargon. You'd have topics, you'd have things set up when you came. We had a lot more.
No, I didn't have nothing set up when I came.
Well, not set up, but like it seemed like you had things set up. I think we were both in different places then. So like.
Yeah. Nowadays, I can say that I don't know. My whole constant thing is about my my activity. Like right now, I'm just trying to figure out why I do everything that I do. Why am I doing it, and whether I should continue to do it, whether I should change the way I do it, whether what I'm doing is okay. Like, you know, besides streaming and eating and maybe resting or watching something on the TV, I have zero activities that I could do today. I've been listening to Kevin Hart tell stories this morning. I just woke up this morning and I checked out another RDC page, and they also had Kevin Hart videos on there. So I was listening to Kevin Hart talk, and Kevin Hart was talking about a lot of different things. He was telling stories, and each story had a moral. And what was the one I want to mention? I got sidetracked. But I was just thinking about the different things that I do and whether I should do that. Kevin Hart told one story where he went to Budapest. I don't know if you know, Budapest is two places. I thought it was one place. It's two places. You got Buda and then you got Pest. Word. Yeah. Only people from there or been there or, you know, yeah, people had the pleasure of going there would know about that. So he was in Buda. Or he was in Pest. I think that's funny because one is called Buda and the other one's called Pest.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Saw that too.
Interesting idea. But I think he was in Pest. And that he was filming a show that they did for Comedy Central back in 2009. And they had a whole apartment that they got for him, and he brought one of his friends with him so he wouldn't be alone out there. And him and his friend was so bored being in that hotel all day, so they was like, let's go out. So they go out and they go wandering around. Next thing they find themselves in the red light district, which is the only place to go at night, I guess, in a place like that. And there's a strip club there. So they go to the strip club and they're trying to order drinks. They can't read the menu. And so they just ask the woman to bring them bottles of wine. So she brings them these tiny bottles of wine. They think this little bottle of wine, okay, whatever. So they both drink one and then they order another one. They order about 2 or 3, 4 of them a piece. So then they're ready to leave and they ask for the bill. The woman brings the bill out, and the bill says $300K. So they're like, whoa, $300K. They look at it, but they're like, oh, right. It's exchange rate. So maybe it's much less in dollars. Let's find out. They find out it's like $8,000. Like, whoa, $8,000 for this little bit of wine? And like, what are you talking about? $8,000. Nah, I'm not paying $8,000. Y'all better fix that. So then the guy comes over, the security comes over and said, hey, guys, what's going on? He said, nah, man, there's something wrong with this bill, $8,000. He's like, nah, man. He's like, no, you got to pay that. You got to pay that. He's like, nah, man, we're not paying this. So actually, I need to fix that. We not. And they said, no, no, you got to pay that. So he's like, nah, man, he called his friend. No, let's go, man. So they get up to walk out the door. So Kevin walk outside and he's talking to his friend like, man, they crazy, man. He look around. His friend not with him. He's like, where my friend at? So he go back in there. His friend still sitting at the table, surrounded by like 3 guys. And the guys are like, listen, sir, go get the money. Go do the right thing. And he like, nah, man. He tell his friend, yo, come on, yo, what you doing? And he's like, yo, I can't get up, yo. I don't know if they had a knife on him or something, or he was just scared. There was 3 big dudes or whatever, but he's like, yo, I can't. And so he's like, yo, come on. He's like, no, I can't, yo. He's like, yo, Kev. His friend said, yo, Kev, do the right thing, man. And so they're like, what the heck, man? And he not the Kevin Hart with the money he got now. So he go out, he go to ATM. ATM only let him take $1,500 out, and that was hurting him too. So he goes back there and he's like, here, man, that's all I can take out, man. He give him $1,500. And the guy was like, all right, man, you take your friend, you get out of here, never come back. He said, we don't like your kind here. And then he was like, what? And so he left, went back to the apartment. And for the rest of the shoot, they spent the whole time in that apartment. They never left the apartment except for the shoot. And came back to the apartment. They even ate there, everything. They had no reason to leave. And he said the moral of that story was sometimes you gotta sit your ass down. And I'm like, all right, I can feel that. I'm in that stage. I could be a nigga who out there chasing stimuli, going to cafes and going here, going there, chasing stimuli because of the panoramic, as everybody been calling it right now, the pandemic or the Prospergosh or whatever, the poltergeist. Whatever they call, I've been seeing a lot of people calling the pandemic a lot of different words. That's been funny, like different ones,
new names and shit like that.
Yeah. So because we got that poltergeist going on right now, I could be out there making myself susceptible to all kind of influences and energies and chemicals and whatever, germs or microorganisms, whatever that's out there. I could be making myself susceptible to all kinds of lowering my immune system by drinking alcohol and beer in public places and, reusing the same glasses as different people, or, going to the pool that got a whole bunch of people there, whatnot and everything. And, whatever, Instead, I'm the type of person who I could be in my hot room, no AC on, barely need the fan. I could sit back and watch something on TV. I could turn the TV off and not watch that. I don't really sit in silence so much. I want to sit in silence more often, but after I sit in silence, I usually wake up and I go and make a bunch of noise by making music and everything. So I realize that the silence I'm just using it as an intermediate period between things, and it kind of makes it less valuable compared to when silence was more golden, where it wasn't just like a middleman between making noise, or it was more like a retreat, but not that kind of retreat, not the retreat from life, not a retreat just from in between other more noisy activities. So I haven't been like doing so much sitting in silence, a little bit of meditation, but just only a little. Yeah. I'm just taking this period to sit down, making more music. Right now, I probably have I don't even know. I'm not even going to count them right now. One day I will count. Like, look at this. Okay, we can do it. You can see this?
Mm-hmm.
You see that on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so starting here. How many of these are just beats? 1, 2, 3, because that's the one from you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This is not a song. 24, 25 beats in one project. And I got other projects that got like 10 of them in there, 8 of them in there. So today I'm about to render all of these. And then I'm going to keep a few of them here that have lyrics that I want to keep those. And I'm going to put the mastered single track back in there and delete the rest of it so that I could reduce the size of it by like 70%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm doing today. So on to the next one. So I'll have what? How many beats did I make today? You know, did I make none or did I make? I don't know. I can't even count anymore. Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, wait,
so,
that's you.
Another beat again. Here we go. Okay. This one.
Man, I only see this one big thing going across your screen.
That.
Yeah, what is that?
The sample. That's the sample. I sample in this song. I have a sample of my old band from New Jersey, Mob Barley. Let me not look for that right now. So I'm not going to delete that for now. I think I still have it in a email somewhere. So I think I'll keep. I can delete it. I like this part. Makes me think about drum and bass, that part right there. So we have some minor matrix or glitches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying on your screen.
Oh, so you were saying that. I thought you were saying you saw what was on my screen, but you.
No, I'm saying I can't. Your screen's all white.
It's all white. It's because I just switched to screen share again.
Oh, word. Well, it still has your screen's all white.
Word.
Do you actually have a computer screen right now?
What are you talking about? You said, do I actually have a computer screen right now?
Like, can you see what you're doing?
Of course I can see what I'm doing.
All right, well, I can't.
The
screen can't. I want to unshare it, so you just have to share it back. I stopped sharing it because maybe it froze. All right, there you go.
It's no big deal. I would say I'm not making anything. People, I would say anybody watching probably only 50% cares about seeing me work on that 50%. It's probably like, oh, we're listening to what they're talking about, and then this music going on in the background is kind of interesting. But yeah. All right, so keep going. What you got next?
Word.
I got some glitches in the matrix right now that's not allowing me to continue like I was. Continue. Maybe
What do you what do you think? So like, I know you watched that video with the Wall Street Trapper, and he was like, you know, everyone should be investing in the stock market. So
I don't really want to talk about that. If you want to talk about that, I mean, we can have a quick conversation. That's not where I'm at right now, bro.
All right.
Like, I mean, I get you. I get you. I was talking to you about the Bitcoin thing, so it seemed like I was crossing over to that leaf. Not really, man.
I don't think you're crossing over at all. I do not think you're crossing over at all. I'm just testing out different conversations because let's see.
No, not that one. Let's go more philosophical, man. Talk
All
about
right.
something you read or something like that or something. I mean, if you want to talk about that, okay, we can. I'm not going to just shoot that.
No, I don't need to talk
But there's a
about
lot
that.
of people out there who that's what they want to talk about today. They want to talk about either music, the main subjects right now. Music, I would say, is music, coronavirus, and Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And with the cryptocurrency thing, the whole thing about that with me is that I have too many understandings about what it actually is. Now, there's a person who got $20 right now, who gonna hop on that cryptocurrency thing, and they gonna make and cash out $100 a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a person.
Mm-hmm.
As a person who exists, they're going to make and cash out $100 today. There's most people who are going to make $100 today and lose $200 tomorrow and make the $100 the next day, and they're not going to cash out. They're going to keep doing the same pattern, and the up and down will be like an emotional flux for them to continue to have. And you'd be like, that's what they're getting from that. They're not really making money. It's something for them to do, and it makes them feel mildly productive.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people who make pennies off of that. They make a few dollars here and there, a few dollars here and a few pennies here and there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you think about it, or if I was investing 10,000 instead of $1, I'd have been making hundreds of dollars today or thousands of dollars today. So they live with that. I remember going to the casino, man. To me, when they talk about that, a lot of those people who talk to me about the Bitcoin, they never been to a casino a day in their life. And I'm like, oh, it's the same as roulette. They're like, oh, no, it's not really the same as gambling. I'm like, oh, why not? Oh, because my gambling only comes from this wheel. If I'm playing roulette and they spin the wheel, everything that happens comes from this wheel. There's statistics on this board, but those statistics are really stats of the numbers that played earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And they really don't have any indication on what's going to happen next. With the stock market, you could assume that all of this fluctuation of the market has something to do with, oh, this business merger, this sale, this price, this thing that's happening in the market. Oh, this world event. And sometimes you can watch it happen. Oh, this something in the world happened, like something in the news happened. Uh-oh, watch. The stock market's going to fluctuate in response to what happened in the world. Okay, and then you realize, oh, the Fibonacci thing is involved, and the law of averages is involved, and the 80-20 rule. Oh, because there's a lot of principles you could use to perceive this system.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then you kind of look at it like, well, it's kind of the same as music. It's kind of the same as me mixing and mastering the track and putting it on Spotify and watching people listen to it and knowing that, oh, when they listen to it, this little graph's going to go up and I'm making pennies per play. And oh, when the graphs go down, I make less pennies, but I don't lose anything. The stock market, you lose something. You lose a little bit, $1, $2, $3, $4. Okay, well, you might not lose anything when it goes down. When it goes down, a lot of people, they buy more. And that's the difference from gambling. With gambling, when I lose money and when my number's not getting played, I don't earn more money by playing more money. But then again, maybe I do. If I lose right now, and some people say up the ante, it means bet double the next play, because if I win, it'll make up for what I just lost and I win again. Okay, it's related, but they're all different. They're not the same. But when you talk about that stock market stuff, to me, I can't help but think, oh, it's very similar to the casino.
It is. Hearing you explain it, I just realized it's like, oh, word, it's similar to actually all things in life when it comes concerning how the market, how the concept of market has evolved. and it's evolved that way mostly due to, I guess you can say, saturation and over competition, extreme competition. Because if you think of it, it started at bartering in my head. And so then I think of all these other concepts, they come to, a lot of these are just exterior, right? They're just ways to look at what we're doing in a different light. And then it became the most optimal way to do that is to realize how there are these natural things in environment, like in trees and shapes and stuff, that actually play out in actions of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So if I think about it like that, you just made me. I've thought about social media. All of it has this type of. And I guess it all really comes just like to the intent of how you like use it, and then why you use it in a certain. And there's kind of like, I guess you could say balance, that balance thing you talk about, but it's really it does that. It takes a very type of experience though, because you have to find out what. I remember you said, I took a picture of that thing you said most, and you're like, it's like something else, something, but you have to know which way is up. And your real time processing, da 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 da, and but you have to know which way is up. I remember I had it on my desktop for a while.
You gotta know which way is up. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell.
I know which way is up.
Like I think somebody was a spin you, and then put you deep under the water. I think most human beings will still know which direction is up.
I know which way is up.
I think within our bodies, the force of gravity will act on. Force of gravity will act. You keep repeating that?
Yeah, it sounds good. That's what I was saying. It's God knows which way it's up.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I'm thinking like I didn't put that in the beat. What was saying?
You were talking
underwater.
about
They'll know. Fish have a thing that's called, what is a bilateral bladder? Is that what it's called? A bilateral bladder.
Never heard.
It's a bladder. Yeah, you probably didn't. I don't know if you pay attention to science class at school, maybe they taught you this. But inside a fish, they have the bladder. It's like a bladder, like what a bladder is. A bladder is like a small vessel that usually holds liquid. But this one has air in it. And inside this bilateral bladder, there's a little bit of air there. And the fish, it keeps the fish. That's why you never see a fish swimming sideways, nothing like that. Right. The bilateral bladder lets the fish know, okay, this is up.
Right.
And my bilateral bladder is going to keep me like this. It's going to keep me keep me orientated in the water. There's the flounder, what's that, I think they call it, the sun flounder. There's a flounder that it swims sideways. I don't know if you know about this. It swims sideways. A flounder is a flat fish. Mm-hmm. And there's this, I think it's called a sun flounder or something like that. It swims sideways. From above, it's the same color as sand. From below, it looks like the sun. And it swims sideways in the water. It has two eyes at the top, one eye at the bottom. It has three eyes.
Word.
Three-eyed fish. And but this flounder, its bilateral bladder is in a different position, or it doesn't have one. So but it still knows which way is up, because the two eyes always face up, and the one eye always face. If this fish didn't know which way was up, he would be on the sun side.
And you get killed quick. He would have survived. We wouldn't even know where he is, because he wouldn't have survived all the past years.
Yeah, exactly.
There would never be something like that didn't know what was going on in nature. I feel like humans are the only creatures that don't know that cannot know what's going on and make it.
I would say by mass.
After being an adult, by mass. You said by mass?
Yeah, in mass.
Right.
We don't know what's going on.
Right. That's right.
There's some individuals, you put them out there, they tell you a lot.
Right.
They know stuff. They can look at the clouds. They can. There's a guy okay, in Africa. There's this tree. There's this big ass tree. The tree is huge, and in these trees, these bees make their nests and they make honey.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, as a human being, you won't be able to find this honey. You had to go looking. You had to climb so many trees today, and get to the top of this big tree and looking, and it's not there. And you got to go to each. So you try to come. You would never find it. But the Africans in this particular place have developed a symbiotic relationship with a bird.
Yeah, I've seen that video. I saw.
Yeah, there's a bird that knows when these bees have the honey. It knows when the bees have the honey and knows where the honey is. And the bird will kind of like, the guys will kind of like do a call. And they hear this bird, and then they follow that bird. And that bird will go to the tree. And then so the guys, and they climb the tree with the smoke, and they smoke the bees out. And then once they smoke out the bees, boom, they knock down the hive, and boom, they get the honey. They knock a piece of the hive, they take the honey, and they share the honey with the bird every time. So now the bird knows, oh, here get these homies. Let me tell them where the honey at. They're gonna go get it. They're gonna share it with me. And the guys know, oh, there's that bird. He's gonna take us to the honey. Right. Now, if you put a random person in that situation, how many generations before a human being, a regular human being, or a million human beings, if you put them there, will figure this out?
Right.
Maybe the ones who play video games, but they probably aren't in good physical shape. Like the ones who play enough video games to use that kind of logic in their regular life, in their daily life.
Right.
They probably aren't, or they probably don't have the mindset to actually go out there and do that.
Or they probably don't look at that reality the same.
Yeah. So which human beings would be able? How long would it take the average human being to be there and figure that out? Just like when you think about something like a substance like DMT. The ancient people said that the plants told them how to do it. Now, a person who ever talked to plants before, ever had a real conversation with plants, would be like, oh yes, the plants did tell them to do that. The plants will tell you. They will tell you something. If they want to, they'll tell you. Plants and insects and animals, they can give you messages. If you know how to interpret, they will tell you. And there's somebody right now who will be like, oh yeah, man, the trees told me how to do this. The trees told me how to do this. The plants told me how to do this. A bird told me how to do that. But the average people in mass, the mass of humanity, they wouldn't know how to figure that out. Like one day I was driving somewhere and my phone was dying, and I realized, oh right, once my phone dies, I won't be able to arrive where I'm going. However, I only had one more turn to make. And remember, none of the streets are in a language that I speak normally. So but I can read. It says this. Okay, when I see that name, turn. Okay, and I somehow something that happened. I have signs that I know about. Like I might see one of my signs that I know, and I see it. And as I see that sign, I'll be like, I probably got to turn at this next turn. I get there, I stick at the street sign, boom, that was the turn. Now, I knew about that turn before I got there. I realized it. I knew about the turn before I got there because I saw it on the map. So maybe my mind saw it on the map and judged the distance. And so it knew that, in my mind knows how far 1.2 kilometers is. And it will automatically be alert within itself that the turn is coming up. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing could be that sign would have let me know to turn there regardless if I saw the map or not. And if I chose to follow the sign, I would have been going the right way. But I would have to choose to follow that sign, like the guys would have to choose to follow the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Or uh uh or I'm completely reliant on technology, and without that technology I would have not known where to go at all, and such a sign wouldn't have been meaningful to me unless I had the technology to kind of give me the accurate judgment for how far I had to drive before turning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I think that I remember back in New York when I found out about this particular sign. I would use it. I used to walk around the city without a destination, and I would follow the signs to see where they led me. If you watch the movie, there's a movie with Jason Segel I mentioned to you before called Jeff Who Lives at Home. If you watch Jeff Who Lives at Home, Jeff did that as well. When I saw that movie, I was like, oh wow, this movie is about that. I didn't know. I knew other people had to be on that wavelength, and I met people out there. I met people on that wavelength that they were following a particular thing, and I was too. And that's when I realized, oh, I should make an application on the phone. Probably somebody already did it. An application that causes people to meet in weird ways. Like the app will tell you to go here and do this, or go and when you do this particular weird thing. Like, for example, talk to the third person you see wearing a blue shirt, or today when you go out on the road, make no matter which ones you do, go make 2 left turns and then a right turn. No matter where you decide to go, just try to make 2 left turns and then a right turn on some weird thing, or some type of ancient philosophy that will say on this particular date, go to this particular place. And so it'd be like, okay, so on this date, I went to this place. And because I was at this place on this date, I met this person. Like, for example, on July 2nd, which is 7/2, I go and play saxophone on 72nd Street. And because I did that, I met this person. Weird stuff like that. I used to make many of my decisions off of these random philosophies, these random, not philosophies, methodologies.
Hmm.
Yes. And so I would say in mass, a lot of people won't tap into certain type of information because we just in mass we don't think like that. In mass we use the smartphone, we use the technology, we use the apparatus. Not a lot of people are exploring their own human nature any further.
Word. Do you ever see like artwork in your music in your MIDI in the setup of your files sometimes?
What are you talking about?
Like I see 2 zeros for the 1 to 4 in the song you're making. It's like 2 zeros.
Oh, you're talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you ever?
I look at that. I mean, sometimes I like this track. I didn't. Usually when I'm making it further, I'm progressing the track to a certain level, I start to have a lot of color. And then like different colors mean different things. Like for me, when I see pink, I know pink is my most likely my 808 or my bass. I usually make my drums a very, very, very dark blue. I usually make my vocals red, orange, or yellow. I always make the saxophone and the guitar yellow or orange. And I usually make my samples and weird stuff like that turquoise. This one, I can see that I have this techno chords. If I was doing everything how I usually would do it, I usually would make this a color like this. Usually. And so, I see the shapes and I see the colors. I know that certain tracks, there's a format that you could find in a lot of music. I haven't seen a lot of other people's setup, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, as you look at it, you'll see, oh, I can tell where the breaks are. There's going to be a break here. The beat's going to change there, and it'll be consistent. So let's see. I'm rendering now.
Did you listen to that song I sent you earlier?
No, I ain't listening to nothing.
Mhm.
What was that?
I sent it to you on Waffle AR.
Nah, you sent me a bunch of profiles too. I didn't listen to I didn't listen to none of it. Because of the timing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I listened to none.
I mean, one of those streams of inspiration place you may find something in there that you're like, oh shit, this is the time when this was the time. Now when I opened it, the time to look at it. I think we are almost reaching an hour on the stream. We're 10 minutes from now. I think
No, we're not. We got to go further than that. I mean, I would say don't make it shorter than an hour and 15 minutes. Like if you're counting, a lot of time I don't count, man. I stop when I'm done. But
okay, word. So you just meant for me to edit it before I sent it to you.
I meant like when you cut that last one, you cut it to 47 minutes. So
I did. I thought I cut the last one to an hour and.
No, you cut it. No. You cut it to 47 minutes.
That's because the chat ended. I got kicked out. I got kicked out by the internet.
Yeah. So you cut it. Yeah. So you cut it to an hour and I mean you cut it to 47 minutes, and I need 1 hour for the radio show. And so I stretched it out with some other content. I put like another song I was producing, and I just did a voiceover and talked about a few things at the end of it to stretch it out. But yeah, if you're going to edit it, first of all, bring it into Logic Pro, convert it into an MP3. Makes it easier for file sharing.
The MP4?
Yeah. So you can convert it. So just you take 1 second, drop it in Logic Pro, convert it to an MP3, pop it out. I would say if you don't put the theme song at the beginning, I'm gonna put Meaningful Lingus at the beginning as the theme song. So I think you should cut it out, add the theme song at the beginning and the little small theme song at the end, and at the end, as you have the theme song playing, you should prepare a vocal that says, check us out on these social media platforms, this Spotify profile, this blah blah. You should say the names and just quick shout outs, a quick plug, maybe about 30-second plug with the backing music, and that'll be at the end of every episode. Just something to have some continuity about it.
Word. So like Here Collective, and then check us out on
It should be
Instagram.
before that.
It should be before that.
So you play the same music from the beginning, and you just say, "Yeah, check us out on." All right. Thanks for checking out. Blah blah blah. Goodbye. Here Collective. We are here. Over.
Word. Okay. I should add that to all the podcasts.
It essentially, yes, because that will make it have continuity. Without a call to action, you were in the military.
Yeah.
Imagine if the sergeant just came out there and was like, "Okay." No, they don't do that. They tell you stuff. Okay, attend hut, parade, rest. You have these commands and you follow them. So a call to action is a command. Without a command, nobody would do anything. It's just how it works with beast of habit, which human beings are, whether we acknowledge it or not. We're beast of habit.
Right.
All right, on to the next one. This is the one with the French name. I can't remember where I was coming from with this.
Mm.
What is that? Who's making that sound? This one. Yeah, I like that. Let me think about Pharrell. Oh my God, man! There's a song with Pharrell and Rihanna called "Lemon." Have you ever heard it?
I think so.
I never heard it until yesterday. Sierra told me about it. I'm like, man, this song. You see, okay, because I know how life works in a certain way. I see everything that you add in is the end is not really the sum of all of its parts, but each part plays a role. So, for example, because Kanye West didn't release that album, he left that album unreleased. He actually had some influence on the world. There's some influence that would have existed in this reality that does not, because he withheld that music. But then again, because he withheld it, the influence went to another place. So its energy can't be created, destroyed. It goes somewhere else. But when I didn't hear that Pharrell song all those years, my reality, my consciousness, my perception was like this. With that Pharrell song is of a particular nature that would have added to, it would have expanded my perception. It would have expanded my reality. But because I didn't have that expansion before now. But because I heard it yesterday, I got it now. And it's like, okay, I like things like that. There's quite a few things. There's some films, like there's a film that I started the other day that I realized, oh, I never saw this film before, but it had been out for a long time. And it's like, oh wow, I could have heard about this years ago, and I would have heard it, I'd have been on it and passed it, and you know, whatever. Some of those things I would have watched it years ago, and I would have brought it up every week. I would have made like 50 analogies based off of that song or movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so some things like that, it's like, what? Like Guava Island.
Yeah,
I was so long. I was happy. Okay, I was happy I saw it when I saw it. It affected my life. Yes, it did. I like I was that Saturday. All I want to do is see you dance and party on. Now, that song, which it has Rihanna in it, it seems like the projects with Rihanna in it that I hear about late affect me. They both have a film and a song that both have Rihanna in it that I didn't hear when it first came out. It's like, what? I needed that. I needed to know about that, but I didn't. Okay, I got it now, which I'm happy. I'm happy it came when it did. You know, everything comes when it's supposed to, and perfect timing. So I'm happy, but it just seems like I was missing out on so much for all that time. It's like when you fall in love and you be like, "Where have you been all my life?" I have that feeling sometimes. Like,
word.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. I move past it. I don't allow it to hold me back, or I don't sit back with like a regret or something like that because I didn't hear it before. But it's like yesterday when you were saying that you tried the link on the what's name and it didn't work, and I was like, well, try it. And you were like, oh, I'm happy to be wrong. It's not, for me, it's not about that. I'm just happy you had a chance to try it again when you did, and it worked. Like, just like how for a while, I couldn't download apps on my phone. And I can sit back and be like, yo, I keep saying, yo, I can't download apps on my phone. Yo, I can't download apps on my phone. Then one day, I was talking to you or something, you mentioned Amuse, and I was like, no, forget that. I'm trying again. And I figured out a way to download apps on my phone. And I went for years without apps on my phone. I went for 2 years without being able to download new apps. All kind of stuff was coming out that I couldn't get it because I couldn't download new apps. And so it's like, man, if I download, if like for example, Lazada, I got onto Lazada late. if I knew about, if I was able to download apps 2 years ago when I wanted to get the Lazada app, I would have got it. I would have been shopping online. I would have found the types of stuff they had available to me, and I would have been picking up different stuff. I probably would have been had a home studio, but you know, everything happens for a reason the way it happens. Like I said, I can't go back. I wouldn't go back and change it, but there's still a part of me that's like, man, I gotta do better than that. I gotta read the signs. I gotta know what's gonna happen before it happens. I can't be figuring out things as they happen. I gotta be ahead. I gotta be in the future. That echo right there is gonna sound good on the what's
Yeah.
that's gonna sound good for those one where I'm gonna start doing that for emphasis. Be like, yeah, man, you gotta do it right, baby. Have an echo for emphasis. That's whoever's watching the live stream now. They caught that moment right there. That was funny. You know, to add a Dave Chappelle does that in his podcast.
Word. That's what's up.
Yeah, whoever's running that, they either did it live or they did it afterwards. But they was just like mixing it and add the echo in when he says certain things. It's fun. What beat is this one still? Got what I'm on. Okay, 5 minutes. I'm rendering this too. I'm rendering everything. See, the drum pattern has the same name as the beat. So if I ever want to remake it again, I can remake it. If I heard it, I can be like, oh, I know what instruments is in here. I remember a long time ago, I used to make beats on Reason, and sometimes I would accidentally delete them, man. I would accidentally delete a beat. And, oh my God, I'd be so mad because I could never get it. I could never remake it how it was again. But once I got to college,
Reason doesn't ask you to save beats before you exit.
No, it's not like stuff now. It's just something that the computer turns off or something or whatever, or blah blah blah. Somehow I lose it. I lose the beat. It's gone forever. And I can't remake it. You know, I just didn't feel like I could do that back. I forget there was another part I wanted to add at the end of that, but I lost it. Yeah, there was a point though. Like when you lose it erases. You never get it back. It's gone forever. But nowadays, I done did it so much. I done did it so much until I can get it back. I can remake it again. Oh, I was saying, that was what I was continuing. That was then I went to college, and I realized like, oh, every time that happened with an essay, and I rewrite it again. The one I write again is better than the first one, but it has less words. And so then I gotta write a longer essay in order to make I gotta stretch it out because now I learned I'm now more concise, and they wanted 10 pages and it's hurting me.
Word. Then you gotta find a way to put fluff in it. Good fluff.
Sometimes.
You ever turn a project in that was less pages than it was supposed to be, but you still got an A because it was more information than she expected?
No, I can't say that ever happened to me. What I would say is what I have done was I have if not an A, like they usually take enough points that you won't get an A anymore. Yeah, they usually take enough points you won't get an A. Like there might be like you might lose 3 or 4 points per page. And so once you come 2 pages short or 3 pages short, no more A. But I'm the type of person who I would double down on stuff. Like if I know I can ace, like for example, if I know I can ace the whole quiz and there's an essay question at the end and I don't want to do it, I will ace the whole quiz and leave off the essay question. I don't need those points. Or like I had one teacher, she tried to set me up though. What happened was I was skipping her class every day. I would skip her class every day except Thursday and Friday, because Thursday we have review, Friday we have quiz or test. And I show up on a review day. I already read everything from the books. I already know everything. I don't need her to teach me. And I'll take the quiz and pass. Get the highest score in the class. Take the test, get the highest score in the class. Her name was Miss Bailey. I remember one day she called me to her desk after class. She said, listen, you don't come to my class. I said, but I'm still passing. She said, yeah, that's about to change. Sure enough, the next day, she changed the weight of the grade. She made attendance 30%.
Yeah. She didn't really like you, right?
She doubled it. She doubled. Attendance was 15%. Or 10. She doubled or tripled attendance to 25 or 30%, something like that. And I'm like, what? That means I gotta ace everything in order to pass this class, just to pass. She made it so that I had a 68.
Wait, she changed even the pass attendance. She made it that even the pass.
She made the attendance. She made attendance so that I would have to ace everything just to get a 70.
Word.
And so on the last day of school, I had a 68. And she let me, I stayed after the last day of school. She said, okay, she had people making up. The people who were making up were people who actually failed that class, man. Not people who were like me. Some people passed because of me. There were people who were going to fail. And they passed because of me. Right. Plenty of people. They don't know. Right. They don't know they owe me. They graduated on time because of me. Because she changed the weight. And me, I had to stay after on the last day of school and retake like 4 tests to go from a 95 on that test or 80 or something, 80 something to 100, just so I could get a 70.
Word.
Yeah. And then the following year, they made a 65 passing.
Word.
And so it sucked that the criteria would have changed. But yeah, that a lot of people passed. Everybody who was class of 2006 Morrow High School who passed economics with less than 85, they was gonna fail. Everybody, less than an 80. If you had less than an 80 in economics, government, you was gonna fail. You only passed because of me, because Miss Bailey changed the weight of the whole course just to fail one student. Yep. I wonder where she at right now. I wonder what life led her after that. After she pulled that, what I'm gonna call fuckery. Pulled that move on me. Like, how you gonna change the whole weight of the whole class just to fail me?
There's a lesson in there, though, yo. There's a lesson in there, man. You could be the best finesser, but if the person that owns the system doesn't actually have a what's that? That's true. That's true.
You gotta get favor.
That goes back to that thing you said. Don't envy the sheep. But if the person that's in charge envies the sheep,
yes, exactly. She was in charge.
Envies the sheep.
I would say that she was jealous.
Yeah.
She was jealous.
She was jealous. She was jealous.
She was jealous. She was jealous that I was able to achieve without having to be subject to her will.
Right.
So she had to do what she had to do to shut me down. She couldn't let me beat her because I was winning.
Yeah, she couldn't. I think if I was a teacher, I think I would have offered, if you were that kid, I would have created a special project for you that wasn't a part of the class, but that I thought you should put your energy to that would help you outside. That's what a good teacher would have done. Something like that.
I got kicked out of a course, almost kicked out of a course in university because she was grading on a curve, and she gave everybody's test. It was a medical class. We had to classify and diagnose conditions, like medical conditions. And so the diagrams were black and white. You can't see what it is. But me, I used the law of what is it? The law of not cancellation, elimination. The process of elimination. I use the process of elimination to improve my chances of getting the right answer. And a lot of people were just trying to go one for one, instead of using the whole test to help you solve the rest of it. You use them. They were just going one for one, number one, number two. And so they were just failing relentlessly. Because I know that the answers are going to be different. They're not going to use the same answer more than once. So you just use them they weren't using the multiple choices to help. So I was the only one who was aware to do that. And so I got a 97 on the test. And so at the end, she shouted me out. Stanford got the only one who passed, and he passed with a 97. The rest of you have got to do better. And I look around at my other classmates, people who I like and stuff. And I'm like, no, but the test, I said, I raised my hand. I said, no, but the test is a bad test. You know, it's not put together well that anybody could really pass it. She said, what? I said, yeah, the test it's a bad test. And she said, listen, you passed. Why don't you just quit while you're ahead? I said, I'm not trying to get ahead. I'm just trying to do well. And see other people around me do well too. And she said, get out of my classroom. She kicked me out. She kicked me out. She said, don't come back to my classroom. I had to go see the dean of students and get him to go talk to her and convince her to let me back in. And I'm like, wow.
I don't think I've ever had teachers that were that much haters, yo. Those are heavy. No, okay. I had that one teacher. I think I told you that she was a hater. But honestly, I was on some fuckboy shit then anyways. I've never had a teacher that, I think all the teachers that gave me the type of energy, I was on a type of it was poor energy I was displaying. But like, yeah, when those teachers you're talking about, that's straight hating, yo. That's like some
Together, I stood up, but my body still on the couch.
Let's listen to this.
All right, from the beginning. Yo, I took a trip. Yeah. Took a trip, I'm in the lounge on another plane. Everything look different, but it's all the same. When it's return flight, really don't wanna know. Got some shit to do later on. I might have to
remember
go.
this.
Besides that, I can stay here forever. Gotta get my mind right, put myself together. I stood up, but my body's still on the couch. If it was you, you'd probably sit back down. But I flew around the globe.
That's interesting. Every time I hear his lyrics, I see something else. And then what you said today makes sense now. His lyrics make so much sense now. They make even more sense. Every time I hear him, there's a new revelation. There's nothing ever to say about. Nothing ever to say really. It's just new entire.
You said what did you say? You just never what?
I said every time I hear his lyrics, there's a new revelation. I get a new internal revelation about something. I was like, oh, word. I see something different. I didn't know this beat was that beat though.
Yeah.
I guess it sounds different. It's interesting. The sample is called Program Change.
No, I named it that.
Oh, okay. Never
Why I do
mind.
that? Why I call it that? Why I call it that?
Was it that before the vocals or after the vocals?
And I turned it all the way down.
Oh, it's not even playing.
I don't know why I called it that. I don't know why I called it that.
No,
It's the bouncing
it's barely playing.
The bouncing place, but it's not the same thing. You see, is I named a few things that.
Yeah, I just noticed.
It was the name of why did I call it that? Sometimes I don't be knowing why I give things titles. Like what's this one? This is anything. I don't know why I called that anything. Yeah, sometimes I forget why I name things, and I'm naming things again today. And I later on I will be here and be like, why did I name that? But the name like this, the name. Oh, I know I call it anything because the name of this beat is called Reason for Anything. I think I woke up that morning. I think that's why it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to give this beat up. I don't know why I made this beat. I made this beat because I woke up one morning and I just felt like I had no reason to do anything that day. And so I woke up and made this beat and I called the beat Reason for Anything. Silence that. Yeah, I named the beat Reason for Anything. And I was just like, yeah, you know. I was gonna call it. As I was typing the name, I was about to type Reason for Everything. Like there's a reason for everything, but I was like, no, reason for anything. Oh my gosh. It's still bouncing. Okay, it's still bouncing.
Saying it again.
Yes. And once you start rendering, I don't know how to stop it. It's not like
can't.
Yes, you can. It's
Well,
one way. Close the computer and open it back up. Close that computer and open it right back up. Yeah, it won't be doing it when you open it. I keep looking down every time I look back up. That again.
Yeah. Again.
Just keep my hands on the enter button because we're not getting anywhere with this. And I like to do real-time bouncing on beats like this because I want to master it. Now I'm watching on Facebook. I realized when you have Facebook muted, there's the captions, and the captions they
seem to be
are
okay.
correct. They are correct, bro. I don't
seem to be okay.
I've been trying this vernacular, throw different vernacular at it. Let's see what it thinks about nigga.
You need to go.
Let's see what it thinks about nigga. Like, let's see if this Facebook auto caption types nigga, then all right. Let's see. They bleeped it. They ain't no nigga. They ain't no nigga. That's so funny. That's so funny. I never sat and looked at that. They ain't no nigga though. That is funny. That is funny. Facebook like, nah, bro. I know what nigga is. I'm not about to put that in my captions. All right, Facebook. I see you, Facebook. That's crazy. I did not expect that. I didn't know people could see me on here too. That's cool. I thought they were only seeing you and seeing
I can see both of us
seeing
in the corner.
Screen share. All right, here we go. Facebook, no nigga. That's funny. Facebook like, nah, I know that word. I'm not about to show it on the screen, no. I ain't about to do that. All right, Facebook. Hit the sound quality for a second. I'm not about to show it on the screen, no. It's pretty clear. Pretty clear, man. We getting pretty good at this this quality thing. You know what I'm saying? Good old quality. That's pretty good. Oh, what's this
Facebook
right
don't
here?
want that flack.
Oh, this is not countryside. This track is called Countryside R&B. I know it's gonna be dope. Oh, this is that one. This starts weird. It starts on a weird note, like what's happening? I think I should have a person talking like I don't even know what's happening anymore. Every time I look out the window, it's just like the sky is closing in on me, and the ground.
Word.
Yeah. All I know is niggas omitting shit, leaving out, left behind, in the sun, on my grind, that Bryson Tiller bass line. Every time I hear that, I just think about Travis Scott, Bryson Tiller style. Like a track like this, because I think my mixing skills are going to get much better. So I'm gonna render it, yes, but I'm gonna leave it available to be edited. I'm not going to I'm most likely not going to delete this project because I like the beat a lot. There's a few things I can do that right now. I want to add a drop right here. No, not there. Not there. After that. 1, 2, 3. Ready and off. Now cut out. Do a nice little drop from here to here. And maybe that'll give me this vibe I'm looking for in my mind. Let's get it. See. Oh, okay, so this is tough. I'm rendering it though. I'm gonna render it, but I'm not going to I'm gonna not delete this project because I think I feel like that track is one that needs to be prepared. Actually, I should just buy another external hard drive, like, and so I can keep the whole 4 projects. But the more I keep but I still need to render these out, whether I'm gonna keep the projects or not. I think I'm after today, I'm going to save all these stems on. I got like backup hard drive, so I'm gonna like put all what's things on there, but so I can still work with the beat when I'm ready to. But if I really need to go back and switch something up, I can. But in my immediate, I need to get rid of that. This track is called Countryside R&B. I can't remember why I called it that. Something about it maybe gave me some countryside vibes, and I was like, yo, countryside R&B, because it got that countryside energy, but I don't know what about it made me give it that name. Yeah.
It has a nice vibe. I can definitely hear the Travis Scott energy. It's got like a kind of like cow tipping, acid tripping country kid.
Now I wanna. Part of me, I like Trippie Redd now, man. I think that he has a certain appeal that he's real, man. I didn't realize he was. I thought he was. I just saw a few things and I just thought he was like another one like Tekashi Tech 9 or somebody like that. But then as I saw these music, I was like, yo, this dude actually pretty real, man. I like him. I feel like his style of career is cool too. Like I like how his music videos, they tend to be more about his I think he wants you to see his face. I think maybe that's what he was all about. He just wanted people to recognize him. So all the music videos is not about showing anything else. It's just always his face.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like walking up, he's like looking and yeah, it's always about his face, it seems. And the ones that I saw. I like it. No, I like his style.
You've listened to Life's a Trip, right?
I think that's the one. I think I listened to that the other day too.
Oh yeah, that's the project I was listening to when I was in Seattle. I was listening to that album a lot. There's some really good songs on that album.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow. The word of the day is altruism.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded Pack yesterday. That came out nice.
Yeah, how did the song? I know you mentioned that
It came out nice.
you were looking up how to sing Indian.
Let's listen to it.
How long have they been the lot?
I rendered a lot, man. I rendered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know, man. Wrong questions. It's like wrong questions, man. I can't answer that. I just know that he said they were going down there and that they were about to film a music video and they wanted me to
Boy, this sounds really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Sierra like this sound like that Indian R&B. She said Indian R&B. I heard NERD and I also heard India Irie. So I'm like, what you say? She said it's an Indian R&B. I'm like, oh, Indian R&B. It's got a nice ring to that Indian R&B.
Yeah, this sounds so good. Like, yo, this could be a #1 in India, yo.
No matter how it goes,
What?
no one ready,
They asked me to add a male vocal to it. And I'm like,
I can feel
there's a male vocal in the background. It's very quiet though. You'll hear it in some parts.
I can see I'm experiencing every happening is unfolding to me.
Sound
Yeah,
like
her voice
telepop
is-
music.
Yeah, it like what music?
The band, you never heard of telepop music?
No, I never heard of telepop.
You look it up. Telepop music is a producer,
I am here to live up to my full
and he makes like music sounds like this very airy, very flowy music. They got one song called "Breathe," the most popular song. I think it's called "Breathe." Or "Don't Look Back, Don't Look Away."
all that I know.
I added this extra percussion.
I am ready, ready.
So he asked me for more percussion in there,
What it
but the
takes.
example he sent me doesn't match this song, so I just added percussion that fits the song. Like I find it difficult to go against like musical
How the songs, yeah.
structure in order to do something as my request, because it's like I want to do what you asked me.
But I feel like when you hear it, you're not gonna like it anyway, and tell me to take it out.
No, you might like it because you asked me to put it there. That's the thing. He'll like it because he asked me to put it there. But really, his appreciation for it won't come from those extra drums being added. And then another person might say, I don't really like those drums. And then the person who asked for the drums will be like, yeah, could you reduce those drums a little bit? It'll be like, oh, the drums you asked me to put there. Nah, you know, the drums you suggested that I put there. So I did.
I think this is really like, this sounds like her voice is perfect for it. Your voice was too heavy. Now her voice, in the parts where it sounds airy, it actually sounds airy because her voice is like up there. It's all light and feathery.
I would say that she also, the melody, I sang it like a Jamaican singing.
The melody she used worked. The melody she used went with the beat. It went with the melodies of the beat very well. She was able to tie into that.
Because she heard it, and so she went with the Indian style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she heard it. She was like, "Oh, it's Indian style. Okay, boom. I'ma sing it Indian style." Word. That's cool. So while I'm doing this, let me see. Let me prepare to back up this project before I delete these what's the names. I gotta back it up because I do want it. I do want to be able to change things if I need to, but also I like to live forward, so I don't have to worry about looking back on beats and, you know, the way they are. I mean, having to look back and be like, oh, I need to change something. I think I can set it up how we need to change it. I got a lot of stuff open on this. I need to delete all this. That's why before I even play it, let me just start deleting stuff, mad stuff like this snare track doing nothing. Like 7 tracks right here. There was never any vocals on this, right? Nope.
Yeah, you got lots of tracks there doing nothing, yo. Like,
You know why?
why?
You don't even know why. You're not hip.
Was this a live performance channel?
Nah, yo, you behind, yo. You're not on the same page. It's all good. We don't be on the same page a lot of times. It's because I started it as a new alternative of something else that I already was working on. So it starts off. I don't start empty projects no more. I don't start empty. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? So I have to go and repeat a lot of the same tasks all over again 50 times in order to make a new beat, when I could just hit new alternative and start with something that I already got work on. I already got buses connected up. I already got the delay connected up in EQ. I already got different reverbs on there. And so I can just hop in and add what I need to add, take out what I need to take out. But most likely it's not going to stay empty. Most likely. So only time I start with something empty is if I got a beat already. And even I even got a project for that. I got a project that's prepared that if I'm bringing in a beat that got everything, I have buses that take the high send, the low send, the medium send. Why you would say why don't I take what?
Do you have these saved as templates?
Of course they're saved as templates, but I don't have to save them as a template if I'm already using it.
Right. I was just asking.
An empty template is just that's just to take up more space. I don't need it. If I want to, like, if I simply want to make another song, but I don't want to start over, I can literally just go click what responsibility and power or something else that I know I did a lot of work on. Click it. It'll have everything set up, and then I just make the new beat there. And I delete things once I get to a point that I don't need no more. But this is a mundane explanation that I'm giving right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I only asked you that because he was like, oh, you got a lot of stuff there, and I was like, you don't know why I got a lot of stuff there?
I know you did that, but I just imagine that you would delete more of them just because it does take a lot of processing power.
No, it's only taking a processing power because I'm doing a live stream right now. The processing power it takes when I'm using it, it's the same. Okay, so think about it like that. So if I'm making a song and then as I'm making it, maybe I decide I want to add something else. But now because I want to add that, I got to make a new bus. I got to make a new track. I got to connect this up how I know it needs to be connected up. And then I have to connect it up in the individual way. So instead of me having to do that every time when I start a new alternative that's based from another one, I got all the stuff there. I don't delete it until I know I'm not going to use it. Like when I know I'm not going to use it, like flow design. Like why would I delete this flow design? I'm definitely going to use it. So this flow design follows me. Imagine if I started a completely blank track, this flow design won't have any of the many automations that I set it up with over time. All that, I'll have to redo all that right now, which won't take me a long time per se, but it keeps me from just going in and being creative.
Word.
Halfway through the beat, I might decide, oh, I want to make another thing. I might want to make something else. But just once again, another slightly mundane explanation.
Can you play the flow design by itself?
It's like I don't know. Like does a basketball team rebuild the stadium every season? No, man. We know we're gonna use the stadium next season, so we keep it next season. You know what I'm saying? Like they throw away all their shoes and all the basketballs because we no, man, we use them. We're gonna use it again. So keep them around, and then we know we only gonna use one ball for the game. So when it's time to play the game, we recognize, all right, get these other balls out of here. Because we only gonna use this one. See how I deleted all that stuff? And what did it do? Nothing. Because the processing power that we think that those tracks was taking up really ain't nothing. It's something, yes. It's something, but the real processing power is the under the radar stuff. Like if you come here and you look at this whole screen, which is hard, it's quite a few buses, quite a few different things, and my automations take up a lot of energy, take up a lot of stuff. Automations, not so many actually. Well, that's a lot of automation right there. And this is a lot of automation here. Not so much. I actually don't know why this is taking up so much computing power. Sometimes it just does it. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, this is okay. There's a few things I can switch. Like I could bounce this in place. I could bounce this in place. That'll save something. I could bounce this in place. That'll save something. Cause this is the alchemy. Every time I keep an alchemy open, it's taking up stuff. All that I know.
Yeah, all the synths take up a lot of processing power. Oh.
You finished now? Ready to end the live stream? We can end it.
Yeah,
I feel like you don't have nothing else to talk about, and I feel like you're getting tired. Just like a natural exhaustion. I know that it makes. When I was doing Twitch and whatnot by myself, maybe about after I go for like an hour, I start to feel this mild fatigue. I think I grew up some type of tolerance to it now, because to me it's kind of like the same thing I would have been doing anyway. Before we started the stream,
well, that's different. You're doing something. I'm not.
you could be doing something, but it would reduce your computing power. But like I'm working on, these are like process stuff that I've been doing for a lot of work on, so they won't play back as easy.
I'm doing some stuff. I do some things on the phone while you, but then sometimes I can't like talk and completely have a full if I'm like working on something on like creating a piece of content on.
Oh, this is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I thought you saw that already, but you ended up closing them and not exiting them out.
Yeah, it did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Don't mean anything. It's just for me. It's just they said one of the most important things to worry about when you're doing this, or to take notice, is screen real estate.
Right.
And then I guess there's also processing real estate too. And so we've been doing this live stream for a while. That could be what's doing it. It could just be because this song has a heavy, a dense bass in it.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.
Now
I'm gonna stop this screen share.
I'll end this. It's 2:49.
Yeah, so I would say that you can cut this. You can cut it down to 1 hour.
Okay.
I would say cut it down to 55. Cut it down to 57 minutes of the actual broadcast. 1 minute or less of intro, and 1 minute and a half or 2 minutes of the outro plugs, and the what's the name? During the outro plug, you could use the intro song for that, or you can use one of the beats I sent you. It's okay. You can use a piece of one of those, and have that play while you give the outro spiel.
Okay.
And then that's that.
Word. I'm gonna get that set up. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Have a good day.
Peace, man.
Peace.